Someone in our DeFi community asked how they can find more correlated positions, and that's what I'm going to be diving into in today's video. I'm going to show you how to find correlated pairs to help you out on your investing journey. So if we're looking at the decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap or Orca, we can go to the pool section or whatnot, start scrolling through, see some opportunities, but we can't see a ton of information about them. For example, if we click on this DAI to USDC position, we can't see the correlation anywhere. We can't even run any advanced simulations. And all this is very important as a DeFi investor. And having the tools to do things such as view the correlation of assets or run advanced simulations is very important as a DeFi investor. Same thing goes for Orca. If we go ahead and go to the pool section, we click on a pool like Solana to USDC, we could go ahead and do some basic simulations, but again, we can't even see the correlation of the assets. So that's where Metrics Finance comes in. It's the best software for finding liquidity provision opportunities, simulating your returns, and building out your portfolio. And I'll leave a link in the description where you can claim a trial to the pro version of Metrics Finance to try this out for yourself. So we'll go ahead and launch the app. I'm going to go to the Discover section. So remember, this video is dedicated to helping you find correlated positions. And if you're excited to see this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss an upload. So anyways, we're going to select some exchanges to look at. Now, I like to select the ones that I'm familiar with or comfortable investing into, putting my capital with. So I'll select Uniswap, Orca, Radium, Velodrome, and Aerodrome. And then for networks, I'll choose some of my favorite networks that I prefer to be in liquidity pools on. So I can go with Ethereum, Solana, and I can go with something like Base and Optimism. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to filter out some of the lower APR positions. So even though this isn't a video about how to get a high APR, I'm just going to filter out those 0, 1, or 2% APR positions because I'm sure you guys aren't really interested in those. So let's look for positions that have higher than 10% APR. So now you have a lot of positions to sort through. So we can click right off the top, USDC to wrapped Bitcoin. The thing is, the correlation of this pool is not going to matter because USDC is a stable coin and wrapped Bitcoin is not. So if wrapped Bitcoin goes up, USDC should not move. So the correlation here is showing negative correlation, but that is not going to matter. So let's go ahead and look for some other pools. For example, we have wrapped ETH to MKR. Let's go ahead and simulate this in a new tab and check out the correlation. So scrolling down, we can see some information. Oh, only 21% correlated. So I personally wouldn't want to take on exposure to this pool, but what we can do is do further due diligence into the pool by scrolling down, looking at the volume history. We can see the volume history per day and the fee history per day. We have some days that are higher than others, but overall, it's not too inconsistent. And by the way, this correlation is based on the past 30 days of data. We could go ahead and change that to use like the past 100 days of data, for example. Now it's showing even less correlation. Or we could use the past 20 days of data, for example, and then it's showing about 40% correlation. Overall, it's not even showing 50 or 60% correlation, so I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. We can start looking at other positions. We have wrapped ETH to Uni. Let's go ahead and check that out. I can simulate it in a new tab. We can scroll down and let's see the correlation of this position. It's loading. Oh, 99%. Solid. We can scroll down, check out the volume history. Oh, looking solid too. Thousands of dollars in fees per day and millions of dollars in volume per day. Looks like even on the low days, we're having about $1 million in volume, so that's solid. We can go ahead and scroll up and even run a simulation. So we can type in our estimated deposit amount. We could go with something like $9,000 for this video, and then we'll set our max price and min price. So we can go with a min price of like 281 and then a max price of, let's just say, 323. This is really broad, and it's showing about 36% APR according to metrics. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. I'm just giving you my opinion. There are risks to this DeFi investing, such as divergence loss. But anyways, I'll go ahead and tighten up this range even more. Right here, say we want it like this, 284 to 320, or I'll go like 315. I'll go like 318. We're looking at about 44% APR. And again, we could even go tighter if we wanted to and try to squeeze some extra APR out like so. Now it's showing about 56% APR. So overall, it's looking solid, especially since we're seeing very high correlation on the 30-day calculation time frame. Let's go ahead and change this to use the past 20 days of data. Still 98%, that's high. What about past 10, past 5 days of data? Very high, very correlated pair. So boom, that's one right off the bat. Going back to the Discover section, we can start scrolling through more opportunities. We see wrapped ETH to Fluid. Not sure if this is a meme coin position or not. I'd have to look into that. But real quickly, we can just go to simulate. open it up in a new tab, and let's see the correlation. Oh, 93% correlation, solid. Scrolling down, we can see the volume and fee history. The fees are looking a bit low some days. See, it's showing about 1K in fees here, 197 bucks in fees this day. So I personally probably wouldn't want to get into this position, but you could check it out. I'm gonna close it. We have wrapped ETH, the Aave. Let's check this out. It's showing about 27% APR on metrics. Let's simulate it in a new tab. Scrolling down, we can see 97% correlation. See, I'm loving this metrics finance tool, so I'm so glad I have a link in the description where you guys can claim a trial to the pro version so you can view things just like correlation, etc. So scrolling down, let's check out the volume and fee history, looking solid. We could even go ahead and run another simulation. So we could go with a $9,000 deposit amount, and let's go ahead and find a range. So if we're looking at about 9.9 to 12.9, we're looking at about 51% APR. That's solid. We could even make this even wider, and we're getting about 46% APR, but it could be easier to not go out of range. But from here, of course, whenever you find a solid position, do your research and due diligence into each asset. For example, say you're not sure one of the assets in the position is, you can go to CoinGecko, research about it, and see the role it plays in the DeFi ecosystem. Then from there, you can hit save to your portfolio and then deploy into it. And the metrics track feature is also great. See, I have this position right here. It's getting pulled up. I entered on March 13th and I'm up 327 bucks, doing about a 45% APR. And I can see a bird's eye view of my pool data at a glance. It's great. I can see my asset gain versus holding on in the market, my ROI, and I can see a 24-hour, 7-day, and 30-day projection of earnings. Anyways, if you learned anything in this video, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you in the next one.